So they cut me off. You tried to ruin my life because I rejected you folks. Had I known that they would retaliate in the form of calling me a pedophile, I would have recorded everything. I do have a recording of their uncle harassing me, not about being a pedophile in 2011, but about why on my job that I worked so hard. So if that was the case, if I was a pedophile, then by 2011, the uncle who called me would have been like, "You're a pedophile." No, that's a lie. And I will attach the video with that recording to this video so that you guys can see what I'm going through. I've gone to every form of law enforcement. The goal was to have me retaliate in the wrong way, to have me retaliate by doing the wrong things. They're going over my past videos and saying, "Oh, you really didn't retaliate." Absolutely not. I told my side of every story that I could and made sure not to mention names of the people who I know weren't involved. The best part about doing it that way is that when they're going over it now again for decades and decades, they expected me to feel the same way I felt about it when I heard it the first time after being exposed to radiation and wondering what the hell was going on. And my feelings for it changed. So for me, the process of going through this by recording everything and putting it on court records and calling the police and publicly addressing it, it helped me. Am I completely healed? No, it's still happening. They're still insisting that this dream technology exists on 52-year-olds. It probably does not. But they said something that was huge. They said it made them feel better to feel like they were dominant. And why I must keep connecting this to the pedophile accusation is if you are accusing me of being a pedophile, the way to feel dominant is to go through the courts, go through the police, do it the right way so that I will have on my record I'm a sex offender. Why they don't do that is because it's a lie. And they wanted to move children into this apartment because they said it would help foster kids. It's also a lie because it would force them to say this on record and perjure themselves. They said I should apologize because maybe in the process of being around this child when I was like 13 or 14, I touched her inappropriately. I did not. I've never done that. So what they were trying to do then is say, well, years ago when you were holding her when she was very tiny, now she became like a heavy child and I'm very slim when she was very young. So maybe they said when I was holding her when she was too young to really walk completely, I held her the wrong way. I would have been around her mother. So that never happened. So we're talking, they tried to say maybe when she was about 1 year old. So wait a minute. That's not her memory, is it? Who told her that? And why this has to completely come out this way is when she became heavy, I think she became heavy when she was 2 years old. And I wasn't around. They called me one time and said, she's overeating. And by the time I was, I'm in high school, I was a kid, like 14, 15-year-old, and she got heavy. They had a problem with her eating. And they told me, a child, I'm a child, 14, 15-year-old. And I said, well, I don't know. What do I know? So I wasn't able to pick her up at a certain point. She's too heavy. So when did this inappropriate touch happen? Oh, they don't want to talk about that. So they said that I should apologize just in case. Then they said, oh, wait, they just said something like, oh, because the elementary schoolmate told her a story. I was not around. As you can tell from the true story, I wasn't around. They wouldn't have called me up and said she got overweight and she, had a weight problem if I had been there. And no, I didn't touch her inappropriate when she was a 1-year-old. The other point about this is that I'm fortunate in that along the way when I started to realize that they became like obsessive with me and started stalking me, I told people. So everybody who knows me knows this is the truth. They want to scare me into thinking people will take sound bites and say, well, you said this. It's not going to work. Like I said, we're talking about when I'm 14, 15 years old, she would have been maybe she would have been very young. So I don't even remember how old. She wasn't old enough to really have gotten heavy, and she got heavy early. So I wasn't